Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to continue my top 5 series and we are going to do the hardest one yet, which is blushes. I guess if I had to pick like one makeup item that I was like, that is like my thing, that is my obsession, it would be blushes. I have a lot of them, especially MAC blushes. Those are like my ride or dies. I'm obsessed with MAC blushes. I have a shed load more than I would ever be able to use on my face, especially a glowing blush. My favorites tend to be peaches, neutral tones, warm, like chocolatey, browns, you name it. I love the blushes, I can't lie. So this was really hard, not because I didn't know which blushes I loved, just because pretty much every blush in my collection could have been in this top 5. So I've kind of had to go with like my gut, go with my current 5 faves, because I guess when I'm really tanned or if I've been on holiday, it would change to like now that I'm kind of in my winter skin. I've shed my summer skin, my winter skin is here. So these are kind of on my current skin tone, these are my top 5. If I was tanned, some of them might have changed, but we can only live in the current. We can only live in the current. So I'm gonna start off with the blush that I have on my cheeks today. And of course it's a MAC blush and it is the shade Warm Soul. So this is a mineralized blush, so it cannot be depotted, which is the only thing that I don't love about it. I wear very like natural looking makeup when I'm in the office, because that's just kind of the kind of office that I work in. So everything is quite natural and toned down to what I would normally like to wear for makeup. This is the perfect blush for those kind of days. It's just this gorgeous, really pretty, glowy sort of peach shade. And it is just really luminous. So easy to wear on the skin, really pretty, soft, natural blush. What I really love about it is that I guess I'm always in a rush when I'm on a work day. That's just my life. And I feel like you cannot go heavy-handed with this. It's not gonna like play you. It's not gonna like ruin your makeup. You're not gonna put it on and be like, oh my God, now I'm blending for 15 hours. Like this is just the softest, most natural blush. Like my skin tone is currently like an NC 30, swiftly heading to a 25. And I feel like even, you know, fairer than that, you could still go fairly heavy-handed. I actually build this blush up on my skin tone, and even then, you can see now, you wouldn't necessarily think that I've even got a blush on. It's just a little hint of colour. It's got a gorgeous finish. It's just so wearable every day, and you can't really go wrong with it. If you're on like more of a sort of NC 35 to 40 plus is when it's going to stop showing up on your skin. So for then, I guess the sort of medium to tan shades is going to just be the tiniest little wash of colour, maybe more of like a glow, and then deeper than that it's not going to be any good for you. Next up we have Nars's Madly. I've kind of fell out on and off with this one. I think it is the kind of one where in my head it's like you can go really heavy-handed because it looks so unassuming in the pan, but it actually can go a bit heavy on the skin if you don't be careful. So this is just that little bit deeper than Warm Soul. It's just got that little bit more of a richer tone to it, and it's not as luminous. I wouldn't say it was matte. It is still a bit of a sort of like natural finish. It's more brown with a like kind of slight peach to it, as opposed to Warm Soul, which pulls quite almost coral on my skin tone. This is just kind of a sort of tan shade, but really natural. I love this one for like nights out. Like if I've got like a quite strong eye look and then I want to keep my base quite, you know, flawless but natural, this is what I wear. So this is kind of my big night out, flawless face and makeup, a lot of eyes going on. This is not gonna mess with anything. It's not gonna like interrupt or sort of play off against your eye look. It's very neutral. It's very easy to wear with any other colors. So this is kind of my go-to evening blush. But welcome to my MAC palette. This sadly is not all of the MAC blushes I have. This is just the depotted ones. So this guy up here, I mean, I know when I hold this up, these all look the same, but they honestly aren't. This is MAC's Cantaloupe. Now, when I went into the MAC store and asked for this, I got some confused blank faces. Now, this bad boy is, again, it's very natural. It's not mega, like, crazy shade-wise. It's got a bit more of a colour to it, a bit more of a punch to it than the first two. This is Warm Soul, this is Madly, and this is Cantaloupe. This has, to me, the most gorgeous finish of any blush that I own. It is really luminous, glowy, but no glitter, no shimmer, no sparkle, just life on the cheek. It's again a sort of warm, like peachy shade, of course, because that is what I love about blushes. This is probably my all-time favourite blush. I just am always reaching for that one. It can go again with any eye look. Very versatile. It's never going to let you down. You have to go a bit lighter handed because it is a bit more, not necessarily pigmented, but it is just a deeper shade than like these two. So next up, my favorite drugstore blush. I guess it's drugstore. Let's call it affordable. My favorite affordable blush. And this is the ASOS blush in the shade Unbothered. This was a tough call because I really like my L'Oreal Age Perfect blush. This is probably the toughest call for me. But I mean, look at that. It reminds me of one of the Urban Decay blushes in Decent. It's very luminous, but not at all sparkly. Look at the pigment for such an affordable blush. I think this was £8. I love the packaging of this. Look at that pigment. Look at that. It's so luminous. I didn't even really notice it was luminous. When I did this in my testing video, if you want to see this on the cheek, have a look at my ASOS video. I will link it down below. It's just this gorgeous, peachy, orangey shade. This is probably the most orange. It reminds me of MAC's Modern Mandarin, but obviously a much more affordable price. It's very luminous on the skin. Again, very easy going, very natural, goes with lots of lovely eye looks that you can do. It's not really competing too much, but it is the strongest peach tone, I guess, of these shades. Feels lovely, blends lovely, really pigmented, really affordable. Someone's attacking a dog outside my house. And great packaging. It's got that sort of really strong magnet on there, a really good sized mirror, perfect for traveling. I really like the packaging. I think it's really cute. My favorite thing from the whole ASOS collection, and I reach for it all the time. And last but not least, this is my newest blush purchase I got very recently after I watched a video where Jamie Genevieve used this, and this is MAC's Swiss Chocolate. As you can see, it's this really deep, rich, kind of reddish brown shade. I was really torn for the 5th spot. Is that noise? Now they're gonna make my dog bark. That is perfect, they're done. So yeah, I was really struggling for the 5th spot between this shade, which is MAC's Really Me, and this shade, which is Swiss Chocolate, because I've had this one a lot longer. So it's hard to like pop in there when you know a blush really well. But this one, it's jumped right in there and stolen my heart. It is just this really lovely, gorgeous chocolate shade. Now, when I swatch this, you're gonna think, that is not for your skin tone. And obviously this would look gorgeous on deeper skin tones. It's this, literally it reminds me, and I don't know if Jamie said this in her video, but it was like, I know what it was. Kristen Dominique did a video where she said it was like inspired by like the fact that she really desperately needed a hot chocolate. So this is actually a matte. When you look at the other shades, you will see how out of my sort of comfort zone this one is. So yeah, I was really not sure if this was going to work for me. Apparently a lot of people use this to contour or like bronze up their skin. Deeper skin tones, this will be gorgeous. But I just use this with the lightest hand, the tiniest amount. In fact, let's show you. Well, literally, this is my Dose of Colours powder blush, and I will just boop it in there, tap it off, sweep it on, and it just blends really easily. So although when you first put it on, you might be a bit like, what's happening? But it blends lovely, and I just find it to be so, like, it really warms your complexion up. I almost feel like I've been on holiday after I've put this on. Like, it is really pigmented. There's a little bit of kick up when you put your brush in, so you know you have to be careful with this one. Obviously any lighter than me, you'd have to be even more careful, but it literally does remind me of a hot chocolate. I find as long as you like really blend it out, as long as you go really light-handed, I just love this. I find it like really warming. I find like it really like makes a look just look really like sophisticated, and it's so different from like you can see on my arm the difference between this and my others. And I'm really wanting to like push myself out of my comfort zone with blushes, because as you can see, I was kind of wanting to complete my blush palette. So this is my blush palette. This is the top row. These are the ones I've had the longest. They all do look very similar tones. Most of these are like a satin or a luminous finish. And then this is the bottom row where I've been trying to challenge myself lately. So you can see these are all a lot more vibrant, a lot different in shades, a lot more of a mixture in there. And this was kind of a part of that plan. And this one has paid off. I'm obsessed with it. I just think it looks gorgeous. It was obviously not the most natural shade, but it just really warms up, and I just find it really unique as well. Like, people ask me a lot what I've got on my cheeks when I'm wearing this. So that is it. That is my top 5 favorite blushes. I think if I had to pick one to be my numero uno blush of all time, it probably has to be Cantaloupe, which was this shade right here. It just kind of brings all of the things that I love about blushes together. But I feel like Swiss Chocolate, once I get to know it a bit better, I've used it a bit more, done some different looks with it, I feel like it's got a shot. I love the fact that Swiss Chocolate, you can pop in your crease and use it as an eyeshadow as well. So those are the two that are kind of pushing for top spot, but I've had Cantaloupe a lot longer, so that takes it for now. So another quick thing I just wanted to cover while we're talking about blush is my blush brush. So this is the Dose of Colours powder blush brush. This was like half price on Beauty Bay a month or so ago, and I picked it up, and it has changed my blush life. I always really struggle, and I still do now, I still do go too heavy with blush, but this keeps me in check. It's very hard to go nuts with this. It puts it in the exact perfect place that I love my blush to go. The placement of it is the perfect size. It's so soft. It has like very rarely does it shed or lose any hairs. I feel like it's such good quality for the price, and I would massively recommend that if you struggle with blush application, to find yourself a really good brush that helps you. This one for me, I would really recommend it. It has definitely helped me to have better blush application. So that is it from me. I really hope you enjoyed this video, find it helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe before you go, and I would love to see you again. Bye for now.